welcome to the south of France, where we've come because we found out we were going to be driving a roadster, a Ferrari roadster, the Monza SP1, which we've just found out is rarer than we first thought. It's thought about a third of the Monzas were built as SP1s instead of SP2s, but there's actually only 129 of these beasts that were ever created. This rare and rather special car with just under 2,000 kilometres on the clock will be heading to the RM Sotheby's auction, which will be held at Motorworld in Munich for the third consecutive year on the 23rd of November. And with a car which is valued between 3 and 3.5 million euros in these damp conditions, I'd best be careful. Now, you might hear us sometimes going on about how modern supercars have lost that excitement. In fact, one of the most exciting cars that I drove on the road recently was a recreation of a 1957 Ferrari 250 Testarossa. Now, Ferrari, not too long ago, decided they'd have a bash at making that sort of styled, open-top sports racer for the road. It was called the Monza, and I'm driving one right now. Now, they based it on cars such as the 250 Testarossa, the 166mm, and of course the 750 Monza. But unlike the 750 Monza that had just a measly 3-litre 4-cylinder engine, this has got the true heart of a Ferrari, a V12, a 6.5-litre V12. It's the 6.5-litre V12 taken from an 812 Superfast, but it was slightly tuned, so it now has 800 brake horsepower in a car that has no windscreen. They don't actually state the top speed for this car. They just say it's somewhere above 180 miles an hour, because believe me, doing just the speeds that I'm doing, you'd have to be very, very brave to do anything near 180 miles an hour in this thing. They made just 499 Monzas, and it was the first in a new series of Icona cars from Ferrari. Cars that are based on classic sports racers from the 50s and 60s so far. You got the SP1 and SP2 Monza, which is being followed now by the Daytona SP3. But this one, the SP1, is probably always going to be the most crazy variant of the Icona cars, because it's a single seat sports racer. It is all about an evening blast. Now, I will admit, above certain speeds, it is quite difficult to hear that glorious V12 engine, but it's so nice to be out in the elements and get that feeling of speed that a lot of cars have lost these days. It's not really a practical car. You don't buy this thing to think, I'll commute in it this week. I mean, you could. You'd be mad, but you could. Oh, it's so nice getting blown to bits. I dare say. Now, the Monza does have this virtual windscreen, which is patented the windscreen on a 250 Testarossa is actually a lot more effective.
Now, I will admit that during the early hours of filming, however, a 70-mile-an-hour rain droplet in your face is best avoided by wearing the helmet supplied with the car. But that, along with its carry case, matching gloves, goggles and Ferrari folio, are all currently unopened, so that wasn't an option. Finished in titanium grey with Jaleo Modena accents and trimmed in Chocolato leather, this car would complement any car collection or man cave. Thankfully, the weather soon improved, leaving that perfect time of solitude with an unmasked V12 soundtrack to a beautiful sunset.
.800 brake horsepower when you're this open to the elements is quite a lot. Oh, it's a lively little thing, this is. Of course, I say a little, but the chassis is loosely based on the 812 Superfast. But then it's all finished with a carbon composite bodywork. It is a special car. I'm surprised that there is something this modern that is this exciting. It's like Ferrari decided, you know what, let's release something special and let's do it with a sense of humour. It feels quite light on its feet. To be fair, it's a lightness that's a little bit more akin to the F12 than the 812. It's something that I used to love about the F12. Not even going that fast. I would hate to think what it would be like if you tried VMAXing an SP1 Monza. Now it's a beautiful spec, this, especially on a day like this. Got autumnal evening sunshine in the south of France.
A modern supercar which is fun even at low speeds, this 800 brake horsepower Barchetta has certainly left a lasting impression that new cars can be exciting and still able to attack the sensors. And let's face it, if you're spending a lot of money on a rare iconic supercar, you want it to be something a bit different and to feel a bit special, and also be a work of art. So I'll see you at the RM Sotheby's auction in Munich on the 23rd of November, although sadly I'm just a few million quid short.